Right now at noon, a tearful message from Savannah Guthrie and her siblings, the desperate appeal to bring back their mother. Plus, what President Trump is saying about a change in strategy on immigration enforcement. You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Hello, everybody. Josh is off for the rest of the week. A programming note, CBS News is planning to air a special report any moment now on the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They're holding a news conference about the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, and we will be taking that special report as soon as it happens. But we begin this noon with breaking news in Madison. Madison police are investigating a deadly crash involving a student in the Madison School District this morning. It happened on South Park Street near Burr Oak Lane, and that is where we find our Nash Dara, who is live at the scene. Nash, what can you tell us about what happened?
Susan, it is tragic news as it has been confirmed a 17-year-old was killed this morning after being struck by a vehicle on their way to school. 911 responded to South Park Street near Burr Oak Lane 5 minutes after the call at around 7:43 a.m. Madison police confirmed the teenager was a student in the Madison Metropolitan School District. The 4 blocks of Park Street that were closed for over an hour this morning are now reopened. I spoke with a nearby witness who was devastated to hear the news after what he saw from this morning.
I have a 17-year-old kid. I mean, when I saw that, it's like, I can't imagine. It's heartbreaking to see, like, when you send your kids to school and you don't know that they're going to return. That's really, it worries me about it.
Ruiz shared his concern over the speed of vehicles on Park Street, saying cars oftentimes go way over the 25 mile per hour speed limit, sometimes reaching 50 miles per hour. Susan, we will follow this story throughout the day and give you more details as they emerge on this tragic story. But for now, on Madison's South Side, Nash Dara, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Nash. Appreciate it. A Madison teacher is being accused of possessing child sexual abuse material. 58-year-old David Fawcett was taken into custody after an investigation by law enforcement. Police say the case involves an underage girl from Texas. According to MMSD, Fawcett is a teacher at Nuestro Mundo Community School. He has been placed on administrative leave. After getting a tip from Texas authorities, officers executed a search warrant yesterday at a residence near the corner of South Brearley Street and Spate Street. Fawcett was booked into the Dane County Jail on charges of possessing child pornography and sexual exploitation. The massive manhunt for the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie has entered a 5th day with no person of interest identified. Last night, the family delivered an emotional message pleading for their mother's safe return. With her sister and brother by her side, Savannah Guthrie issued a powerful plea directly to their mother's potential kidnapper.
We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us.
It's designed in part to make sure that you humanize the person that you have. They're pulling on those heartstrings, hoping that they understand that the family doesn't care about the money. The family cares about the person.
Pima County sheriffs and the FBI returned to Guthrie's home last night, putting up crime scene tape and searching the property with canines. President Trump took to social media, posting that he spoke to Savannah Guthrie last night and promising his full support. Now let's get a check on the forecast. We lost the sun, but it's milder out there today, Blaze.
That's right. We're taking a live look there out in Platteville, where we're sitting underneath mostly cloudy conditions. Again, most of the accumulating snow from this morning stayed off to our east and has really since pushed off into more of the Chicagoland area. That's where we find most of that activity right now, and that's where it's probably going to be for the rest of the noon hour. From there, temperatures are going to climb underneath these 30s. So if we take a look at the temperatures compared to the last 24 hours, we're looking at temperatures anywhere between about 5 to 15 degrees warmer than where we were going into the noon hour yesterday. And temperatures already in some parts of southern Wisconsin have climbed into the upper 20s to the low to mid 30s. Madison, we're at 29 degrees right now, which is the first time in 20 days that our high temperature has been above average. We are at 32 in Platteville, 33 in Prairie du Chien. So we are already starting to warm on up, starting to feel more or less comfortable out there. Certainly none of those single digits just both above and below zero, teens or 20s for the most part. And we're going to continue to warm on up as the southwesterly winds continue to do their job. So there is a look at that at Radar 3000. Again, most of the actual snow activity has pushed into Racine, Kenosha counties and will continue to push off towards the south and east. However, Susan and folks at home, we are still eyeing the chance for some snow before we go into the weekend. We'll talk about Friday's chance in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, we'll check back in a little bit. Thank you. President Trump admits that there could be changes to the way his administration is carrying out its immigration policies. Speaking at the National Prayer Breakfast this morning, the president touted his administration's immigration enforcement policies, saying the U.S. has the strongest border in the history of our country. But in an interview yesterday with NBC News, the president acknowledged the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy shouldn't have happened.
I'm not happy with what happened there. Nobody could be happy, and ICE wasn't happy either. But I'm going to always be with our great people of law enforcement. ICE, police, we have to back.
The president said moving forward, he would like to be called into cities by local leaders. This morning, the president also reiterated his calls for voter ID as he's facing intense pushback for his comments about nationalizing elections. Well, still to come on News 3 Now at noon, which product Coca-Cola plans on discontinuing and why Nike is being investigated by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is investigating Nike over allegations that white workers were discriminated against due to the company's diversity, equity, and inclusion targets and programs. In a court filing, the EEOC claims Nike may have engaged in a pattern or practice of disparate treatment against white employees, applicants, and training program participants with respect to hiring, promotion, workplace development, and layoffs. A Nike spokesperson called the probe a surprising and unusual escalation after already providing data to the EEOC. Nike also says it is committed to fair and lawful employment practices. Mondelez International is expanding its recall of Chips Ahoy Baked Brownie Bites Brookie. The company says an incorrect mixing process caused small clumps of cornstarch to form in the recalled products, which could pose a choking hazard, especially for young children and the elderly. The Food and Drug Administration is urging consumers not to eat the products. A full list of recalled batches with dates and item codes is on the FDA's website. And Coca-Cola is canning its Minute Maid frozen juices after 80 years. The company says its canned frozen juice products will discontinue in April due to shifting customer preferences. Coca-Cola says it will focus on its fresh juice products instead. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Thank you, Jesse. And let's see how stocks are faring at midday. Red across the board. The Dow is down 356 points. The Nasdaq is off 193, and the S&P 500 is down 38. If you need a little help, our Call for Action volunteers are in the building today, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. We'll have today's ag numbers when we come back, and Blaze is tracking the first warn forecast. And then later this afternoon on Live at 4, we continue to follow the latest developments as the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie remains missing. Farm Director Pam Jahnke is off this afternoon, so here are the ag numbers for Thursday. Time now for the forecast. Blaze is here with a special guest. It's our pet of the week.
Yes, this is Miss Brussels Sprout. She's 2 months old. She's a little shy, I think, so we're going to take it nice and slow for her because she's just a little sweetie and I don't want to make her too shy. We got treats just off to the side and she might get one or two because she's just so darling. 2 months old, right, Lisa? 2 months old, just a precious little girl named Brussels Sprout, which are also healthy for you. Today we've got a wintry mix in the forecast. It kind of already has come and gone. We might squeeze out just some light drizzle through the rest of the afternoon with another chance for some snow and again a light mix as we head into Friday morning. But as you'll see here on Future Track, it really wraps up before most of us are hitting the roads on Friday. So looking ahead, we've got a Clipper system, and as it moves its way through, you blink and you miss it, but we'll take it in closer to home here before we wrap up weather. Most of the snow tomorrow is going to be gone before we really wake up. We might still see a few little lingering snow showers as we go into, say, Friday afternoon on the edge of an incoming high pressure system. That's also going to bring down some cooler air in time for Saturday, Miss Brussels Sprout, but it doesn't last very long. In fact, we're back into the 30s by the time we go into Sunday. So let's take it in closer to home. Right around midnight tonight, going into early Friday is when most of that snow is going to start to move on in. And look, we're already starting to say goodbye to it by about 5 o'clock for a lot of the coverage area. We're looking at maybe a light rain snow mix too as temperatures start to climb, but this is going to be primarily out of here by the time we go into the morning hours, the morning commute time frame on Friday. And then by Friday afternoon, we're starting to see more sunshine. A hit or miss snow shower can't be ruled out with a little bit of rain as well because temperatures are expected to be back into the 30s, so a little bit above freezing there, but high pressure is going to move on in, and that is going to cool us down for Saturday, which of course is the 5K on Lake Mendota. We haven't been warm enough for the ice to really thin, but that is going to change as we go into the second half of the upcoming work week. So I think the ice for those participating in the 5K on Saturday will be okay, but we'll talk about temperatures and the trends here by the end of next week in just a moment. In terms of snow, Miss Brussels Sprout, it's not going to be too much, maybe just a dusting to about a ½ an inch at best. This is going to be out of here, though, by the time we go into the start of next week because temperatures are going to be above average. That yellow line is our forecast highs compared to normal, staying above that average line, all except for Saturday, as high temperatures get into the 40s by the start of next week. So a lot of that snow that we accumulate tomorrow and that we've been sticking to on the ground, it's all going to melt as we go into the start of next week. So for those participating in the 5K Saturday, we're looking at the low 20s seasonal, variable cloudiness, so mostly cloudy, at times partly sunny. Sunday, back into the low 30s, southerly winds taking on over. We're looking at warmer conditions. And there's a look at the 10-day forecast. 40s, almost mid-40s by Monday after Super Bowl Sunday, which maybe we need an extra day to relax after celebrating Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know, but if you do need that extra day, 40s, they stick around to Tuesday with the rain snow mix to end next week.